What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of Drawing and Exploring with me, Sam Grubb. I'm back in rainy England. I made it back from Romania about a week ago, so I had my birthday, been chilling, linking up with people, and then yeah, it's come to Saturday and we figured it was time to paint. And so spoke to a couple of the guys and found our way to this abandoned building in Chesterfield, a little spot that we wanted to visit. So fun to be here. Stepped inside, looks really cool. Straight away the first thing I'm thinking is, why have I not brought my camera? Why am I not going to record an episode here today? It's such a interesting, different kind of spot to where I might normally paint. So yeah, we're doing it on the fly. We're coming straight from the iPhone. My microphone is at home, so hopefully the audio is not too bad and you guys can hear what I'm saying. But I just thought it'd be a shame to miss this spot. It looks pretty cool and there's plenty of space to get stuff painted. So I just wanted to show you guys around the spot, obviously record the painting, show you a little bit what a day like this is like when I'm linking up with the guys and chilling, and maybe grab a little munch later, stick that in the episode. Why not? We're having fun, it's Saturday. So we're avoiding the rain. Thankfully there's still a roof on the building that we're painting. I don't think we're going to get any trouble. It's off in the middle of nowhere, so should be a good time. Some people been here before. There's plenty of paintings up, loads of tags and stuff like that. It's pretty wet and miserable, so it's nice to be undercover. But yeah, just going to get set up, start painting, see what happens. Alright, so the worst part of the day is over. Sometimes there's days where we're painting random walls and we'll be putting our mully or emulsion background on the wall, just like a base layer. And sometimes you've got like bricks where if they just drink the paint, you need to put like a couple of layers on or really slather it on. Sometimes the wall's like peeling and flaking away from where other people have painted it before. And it's just a slog. Thankfully here, this wall was pretty smooth. We had a nice new fresh roller, so it went straight on, no problems. Is it? Yeah man, that's romantic. You go for it. Yeah, go fucking Columbia. But yeah, we're at the spot. It's about 11 AM. I'm painting with my good mate Kiefer, who goes by the name Kasius. So I want to show you some of his art and kind of talk to him a little bit. Some of the clips today is going to be filmed by Kiefer, just where I've not got my tripod with me and stuff like that. So I'm going to be roping him in for his camera duties. But you've got to go check his account out because his stuff's wicked, his art's wicked. If you like what I do, you're going to like what he does. And he's a really talented woodworker and just makes some final pieces that are super cool. So yeah, Kiefer's going to be filming bits today. Shout him out, check his page out. And yeah, I'm going to get on with it, film some little clips of me painting, just see what happens. So Kiefer's bought the speaker today. That's his little box of tricks. We're going with some loot. Big up Graff HQ, the shop in Leicester, supporting local, by writers, for writers. Always got the supplies when we need them. So, and they stock loop. I'd never used loop before. Graff HQ, it's an Italian brand, but I love it. So here, I always say I end up with oranges and yellows in the bag, and they're just annoying. So I usually use them to mark up. This is Kiefer's footage, so I'm just kind of going to be going between this and my painting. Some of the other bits and bobs are filmed on Kiefer's phone, to be fair. Like obviously here I'm filming because he's painting, but I thought, why not just put the two together? But yeah, so I'm marking out with orange, and I tend to use a fatter cap because one thing that I found was when I'm marking out initially, I struggle to like maintain the flow, some of the longer curved lines in my painting, whereas with a fat cap where the paint's blasting out the can faster, it tends to flow a little bit better. Here's the other lads. Back to just filling in the background here, trying to just blast it out with the fat caps. Keep it fun. When it's cold, it's not much fun. It doesn't go on so well, so I've got to layer up. starting to fill in
Always go with some kind of earthy tones and then more like pastely bubblegum ones. This was the annoying thing because it was like so cold on the day, 3 degrees. The emulsion on the wall just wasn't setting. No matter how long we left it, we were painting over this same spot, and it was just a little cold, wet spot that just wouldn't take. So struggling against the elements today. But we're building up, we're working with it. Get the little blushy purple in there. Onto this one. What's this called? Is this pistachio? No, what would it be called? The loop. I can't remember what this colour's called. All the loop colours are named after cities, and now there's a Leicester colour as well. Graff HQ petitioned to get it sorted, and they got it sorted, which is cool. It's a Leicester red. Annoying it weren't a blue, but it is what it is. Yeah, Ozark, check this guy out. I was saying to him, he's using red in his sunset kind of blushy fade, and it's really working. I never think to use red. You can see how it's working. These lads on the Modelo. Let's see what Keeper's up to. This is like round the grounds, you know, like Sky Sports or BT now. There's been a goal at Reading. Chris Kamara, talk to us. It's like Keeper's picked up the purple. Getting there like some gothic kind of old English letters. Trying something different. Give that a good shake. See, loop's just pingy, man. Look at this. Nice. We're getting it done. So yeah, fills are in. Beers are on.
So one of the number one things I get asked when I'm painting walls like this, or maybe somewhere out in public and going over something, people ask like, how do you decide what to paint over? And like, I think it's an interesting question because I take it for granted because, you know, whatever, I've been painting for years, but I guess people are not to know. So our like general rule of thumb and code of ethics is we don't tend to paint over something that we couldn't do something better than. That's the idea. So, you know, like you'll have a little tag on the wall, and then over the top of that we'll do what's called a throw up, kind of like this silver and purple thing here. That will go over a tag, no problem. Still slightly an act of violence in the graffiti world, but not too much of a big deal. And so on and so on. So over the top of a throw up like this, you might have like a dub or a 2-color, like a chrome and black, a silver and black, kind of similar to this. And then if you're going to stand there all day and do your full color piece and turn up with a sketch and really try to like burn in our world, then you can paint over a chrome with a full color, or a full color goes over a full color. So we tend to get to the spot, find something that's either been up for a while, it's dogged out, maybe some people have tagged over the top of it, or it's kind of halfway ruined anyway, or something that's maybe like a beginner, you know, someone didn't spend too much time on it, and then we'll paint over that. And me personally, my practice is just to get a couple of photos before, just because I've been photographing graffiti. I've got a big collection of graffiti photos. So I tend to take photos of the stuff anyway. So if ever there was an instance where someone says, oh, you painted over that, I only went and painted it yesterday and my dog ate my phone and I didn't manage to get a photo or whatever, I've usually got a photo of the wall I'm painting over.
Alright, so we're back in the mix. As you can see, there's stuff everywhere. It's kind of been battered. It's cool. You can tell people have been down here before. There's a few cool things. Keith is going with this blue on the outline, trying to like work on these straight lines and go back over the top of it and kind of cut it back in. I think this is the best thing about spray paint. Everything gets hidden, so you kind of build up from the back to the front. Just, yeah, look at that, satisfying. Outlines are going on. I like this colour scheme. Trying to fill it out. These are MX 95s that I'm wearing. These are like the painting ones now. And then the ones that were the first team ones, they just got beaten up. And then I just bought some new first team ones. So now the old first team ones are the new painting ones. And the old painting ones, these ones in this video here, RIP, they're in landfill somewhere. They went in the bin. So pretty nice. Got myself some new painting shoes, like new old ones, but yeah, pretty happy with that. outlines going on. I always end up like using a thinner cap and then thickening it up twice, and I don't know, it's not something I tried to do, it's just how it ends up. I kind of want it to be bold and graphic. I remember one night I was painting, someone said, yeah, do the outline thick, do the outline thick, and it always rings in my head. I guess when you stood back you want it, and then I don't know, I always think when I'm like power lining, putting the colour outline on the outside, I always want a little bit of a buffer just to paint over the top. The other guy's wall was coming together. I love this style from Crex, kind of like a LA influence, kind of inside the letters. If you really look at it, you're going to see like a script kind of thing, and almost similar to what Kiefer's doing today. It's like a LA, San Francisco, California kind of vibe, whether it comes from like the Latin communities or something like that, I don't know. Popular in them cities. You can see there's little spots just causing problems as well. Look, it's just wiping straight off, so I'm trying to paint over the top of it, but it's just, you can see we're having problems here, so that was annoying. Little doodads going in the background. It's nearly time for some late lunch as well. So yeah, we've got a bunch of different stuff here. So these are bits that are from Sainsburys. I'm aware that some people who watch these videos will just find them and not going to be from England, and we have these things like a meal deal. It's a popular thing in the supermarkets here where you get like crisps, a drink, and a main that's like pasta or a sandwich. So you can see the kind of spread here, a couple beers included as well. And I'm going to show you the bits and bobs. BLT. I'm looking at this video, I'm thinking, you greedy fat bastard, look at my big belly. This is around my birthday. I just had this insane week of eating pudding. Oh my god. McCoy's salt and vinegar, classic, ridge cut. I love salt and vinegar crisps. They weren't really my vibe too much when I was a kid, but now they're my thing. Going for it. A couple in the sandwich, give that little press. Professional way, look straight down. One that got away. Don't worry about that. Offering Kiefer a wing, see if he's in. Is he interested? Saying they're not bad, little barbecue numbers. Can't remember how much these items were as well. I didn't keep the receipt and it was so long ago. I'm thinking the meal deal would have been about £4 or £5. And then we get a couple of little extras, just the wings and odd bits and bobs. Save a couple for later. Look, wrap them wings away. Now this is a low point for Kiefer. Didn't pick himself up a little wooden fork, so he's had to go hand to mouth with the pasta pot.
Get a little bit of chicken. I'm going to scoop the chicken.
Hand to mouth. Look at that. He's going crazy. I love it so much, all the like asteroid pink things. Look at it. Embracing the drips. So I'm looking at this and I'm having a revelation. I'm seeing like the consistent mark making throughout, and I'm thinking, man, he's not like tinkering. I'm always so precious at the wall. And even though I don't paint like the most wild style burners, I'm thinking just let it go and just, I want to like enter a flow state and just get to a point where I'm just painting stuff. And I know I've said this before on other blogs, but it really is my main goal. When I'm watching, like, I think I mentioned it about painting with Kiefer before. When he paints, he's a carpenter when he's not doing his artwork stuff. And whenever I've like worked on spray painting commissions with him, it's like being on a building site with him, how efficient he is. And he kind of paints graffiti in the same way. So I was like, cool, let me just, now that I've got, I don't know, 75% of my painting in, I was like, let me just decorate it and kind of mess it up and just do stuff like this. Just add a little bit more texture, break some lines. And I think it's still got that underlying like sharpness, but I kind of wanted to, I don't know, just make it a bit more illustrative. Keith here racing on, final touches going in. Little sharp lines. Time lapse, classic time lapse, have to include the time lapse. I think as well, this was, if I remember right, the first, was it first or second painting of 2025? Nah, it would have been way, yeah, no, this was like February time, so way after that. But yeah, Kiefer's all but done. I'm just adding final touches. Look at this, something different. I love it. I love the pink inside the K. Clean as a whistle. We're losing light here, so it's a race against time. When I'm thinking to add all these doodads and just kind of draw over the top and get messy with it, we had maybe half an hour of like good daylight left. So all these little faces and bits and bobs like that, I'm kind of thinking, don't worry too much about the odd drip here and there. If it happens, just slap it on. And I don't know, I kind of need to work the long way around with this stuff. I'm thinking, cool, if I start painting like this and just chucking out what comes out my hand, I've seen people who that's how they learnt to paint rather than being really precious, and after like 5-10 years of going through that process, they're just burners now. It just comes to them so naturally. So I think I'm going to try evolve my style a little bit. Watch this space. Yeah, adding these last little touches, couple faces, little freckles on the cheeks, trying to just fill up as much space as possible. Drawing a couple of little gun fingers in there. Couple of like cobwebs and different doodads you can see. Massively lost light, but yeah, we're looking at about the final thing here. A little bit messy, but I had fun with it. I feel like a penny dropped in my head, and I'm going to just, I want to paint more pieces where, I don't know, set myself like an hour to do the first piece and then mess it up after that. What the fuck is that?
Alright, so a super impromptu episode today. Just thought the opportunity was too cool to miss. What a spot that was with all its little character and whatever. I kind of want to go back there in the summer. We'll talk about maybe could we have a little barbecue there. I want to go paint some characters just on some random little surfaces similar to that day in Athens. But yeah, it was a good time. Enjoyed it. Listen, if you enjoyed the episode and you watched to this point, thanks a lot for sticking with me. If you want to see more of what I do, you want to head over to the Instagram, so go to @SamGrubbArt. You're going to see all my project work there and a bunch of other stuff. Also, the TikTok is @SamGrubbArt, so give me a follow there. I'm trying to grow it a little bit. My portfolio website is samgrubb.co.uk. If you go there, you're going to see bigger projects with more moving pieces for some bigger clients maybe, and from there you can get to my shop. So if you want to buy t-shirts or zines or prints or anything like that, head over to shop.samgrubb.co.uk. You can click through from the website, you can head there, you can get your hands on your t-shirts and your bits and bobs. Also, if there's any projects that you're working on and you think, you know what, I need someone to come spray paint something or some illustrative work maybe, or a design eye, then give me a shout, holler at your boy. The email address is contactdrawingandexploring@gmail.com. So shoot me a message there, contactdrawingandexploring@gmail.com. And yeah, we can get it popping. Hopefully work on your projects in a future episode. But yeah, right now it's miserable, it's wet. I'm going to drive back. I'm thinking I might cook something tonight, so maybe get in the kitchen, should be good fun. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time for another episode of Drawing and Exploring.